Hello and welcome. You're watching The Nation Wants to Know with me, Padmaja Joshi. Today's top story, naturally, is the sweep of Karnataka by the Congress. Already there is a huge ripple across the opposition camp. Has the template been set for 2024 in more ways than one? And has the Congress cemented its position as the leader of the anti-BJP bloc? All of that and much more in the next 60 minutes, where we look at the elections, its ramifications, the results, the seats, the top developments at this hour. Sonia Gandhi is chairing a virtual meeting with senior leaders of the Congress. Right now, the party is mulling a 50-50 formula for the chief minister's post, which is that 2.5 years, one person will be CM, which is DK Shivkumar. 2.5 years, it could be Mr. Siddaramaiah. A crucial meeting of the legislature party has been called tomorrow. The Congress High Command has decided to send political observers to Karnataka, including Mr. Kamal Nath. Party President Mallikarjun Kharge has said that ultimately the decision will be left up to the High Command about who will be the CM face. But let's take a look at the latest pictures of the CM faces, which is with Mallikarjun Kharge. This day has finally brought some relief, some respite for the Congress party, and the celebrations have already started. Firecrackers and dhols and sweets all the way from the AICC headquarters in Delhi to the Karnataka Congress office in Bengaluru. It's been a big election day. In fact, two of India's biggest states, home to more than 100 Lok Sabha seats, have thrown up two contrasting results. The BJP lost in Karnataka, it swept Uttar Pradesh. The BJP's defeat in Karnataka obviously delivers it a body blow, and especially to its plans of expanding in the south. But it will take heart from the fact that it has not lost vote share substantially, which means that it has a committed vote which hasn't dissolved. The gains of the Congress has come from the Lingayat belt, where the BJP could not put up a united showing, and at the expense of the third party, the JDS. In fact, the vote share lost by the JDS has moved almost completely to the last decimal point to the Congress. Here's a quick look at how the Congress has built its victory.
Well, it has been a very decisive victory for the Congress party this time around in Karnataka. The 138 seats that the party has managed to wrest. Very interestingly, where are these votes coming in from? Well, interestingly, the BJP has lost its own bastion of the Lingayats, something that the Congress has successfully managed to wrest away from the BJP, despite the fact that BSY still manages to have a massive sway in the region. But it's not just the BJP. Let's tell you how even the Vocaliga votes, that is from its own former alliance partner, the JDS, has been something which has been breached by the Congress party, with the Vocaligas also splitting their votes and overwhelmingly voting in favor of the Congress party. Of course, several of the issues such as the Bajrang Dal ban as well as the 4-person Muslim quota row could have possibly benefited the Congress in the Muslim areas as well. But let's also give you a sense of what really has been the vote share and why that very critical 6% that Here on Times Now we've been telling you about, and why it has been very critical. Remember, Here on Times Now we told you that Congress requires at least 6% of a victory margin. But this time around, as the numbers are showing you, Congress stands very comfortably at 43.3% and the BJP is at 36.29%, which means that the victory margin for the Congress is actually close to 8%. This is what it had required, above 6%, to ensure it has a decisive win. Because remember, even in 2018, Congress did manage to have a higher vote share than the BJP, and yet the number of seats weren't as high, which cost them the state. But let's also tell you, for the Congress party, it's not all over yet. The victory also comes with its crown of thrones. Remember, Siddaramaiah is, of course, one of the tallest leaders of the party, and he is going to be the top contender, but also vying with him for that top post is none other than DK Shivkumar. So who is the Congress going to pick? Well, we'll have to wait and watch for that.
With the gains to the Congress from across the board already, this is being projected as a defeat for the Prime Minister and the beginning of the end for the BJP. In fact, here's the Congress's Rahul Gandhi and others like Siddaramaiah who are talking about how this could well be the model to take on the BJP come 2024.
कर्नाटक के चुनाव में एक तरफ क्रोनी कैपिटलिस्ट की ताकत थी, दूसरी तरफ गरीब जनता की शक्ति थी और शक्ति ने ताकत को हरा दिया। और यही हर स्टेट में होगा। कांग्रेस पार्टी कर्नाटक में गरीबों के साथ खड़ी हुई, हम गरीबों के मुद्दों पर लड़े। और मुझे सबसे अच्छी बात यह लगी कि हमने नफरत से, गलत शब्दों से ये लड़ाई नहीं लड़ी, हमने मोहब्बत से, प्यार से, दिल खोल के ये लड़ाई लड़ी। और कर्नाटक की जनता ने हमें दिखाया कि ये देश मोहब्बत इस देश को अच्छी लगती है।
I think this election is a very crucial election. This result of this election will be a stepping stone for the coming Lok Sabha election. I hope that all non-BJP parties come together and see that BJP is defeated. I also hope that Rahul ji may become the Prime Minister of this country.
Now, even as the victory in Karnataka is a massive one, on the other end of the spectrum is Uttar Pradesh, where there were the local body elections, and in it, the BJP has completely swept the pan-state local bodies polls. The BJP, in fact, might have lost its gateway to the south. It still has, in a manner of speaking, the Uttar for 2024. Here's what we mean. In the north, across 10 states of the Hindi belt, the BJP has 180 plus seats of 225, which is a conversion rate of about 80% plus. It is equally ascendant in the west and is growing in the east at a rapid pace. The BJP may not be very strong in the south, but it certainly is looking to make gains in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, especially in states like Telangana. Of course, it also begins the 2024 campaign with some positives. It has the Prime Minister's image to fall back on, a powerful organization, a plethora of pro-poor schemes, and perhaps the greatest advantage, which is an ideological connect. But what exactly is the message that the elections of the day are sending across? And is this going to be the glue that holds the opposition together? Joining us on the show, we have Guru Prakash, national spokesperson of the BJP, Jay Mrugh, psephologist, Dr. Sumansi Raman, political analyst, Rajano De Mello, spokesperson of TMC, and Sameer Singh, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. But right at the top, I want to go across to Mr. Veerappa Moily, former Chief Minister of Karnataka, and Sumalatha Ambareesh, who's an independent member of parliament from Mandya. Mr. Moily and Sumalatha Ambareesh, thank you very much both for joining us on this special broadcast. I want to first ask you, Mr. Moily, who do you think is responsible for the kind of performance that the Congress has had in Karnataka today? Is this a vote for the Congress or against the BJP?
It is, first of all, vote for the Congress party. Very fact that we got a clear mandate, absolute majority, will show that, the Karnataka is always a bastion of Indian National Congress. Whenever Congress was voted, you can just see the legacy and also the electoral history, where we got clear majority, absolute majority. Wherever BJP came to power, they do not come with the absolute majority. They only hijack some of the MLAs through the Operation Kamala and many other tactics they adopt. And this is very clear. That is why Congress is a natural party of governance for Karnataka.
You come from an area, ma'am, where you gave your support to the BJP, you extended support to the BJP. The JDS has suffered losses, but the Congress gained massively. What do you make of that? For the Congress to do so well in the old Mysore region, what do you think is the reason behind it? Anger against the BJP?
I can't hear you.
Sumalatha ji, the question is for you, ma'am.
Hello.
What do you make of the Congress's gains in the old Mysore region?
Yes, I can. Okay, I had lost you. Well, it's just not in the old Mysore region alone. As you can see, it's a clean sweep across the state. So it looks like there was a very major wave for the Congress this time. And a lot of issues which came up during these last 5 years have also contributed. If you can see, we had to fight the COVID pandemic, and then there were a lot of issues that people were not happy, which might not have been actually under the party scope or the government scope. But I think people took to it majorly because it affects the common man. And this time around, the BJP's campaign versus the Congress campaign paled a bit. I should say that, because the Congress put up a very aggressive campaign, and I think what caught the common man's attention was majorly the freebies which were given, promised so freely by the Congress party, and I think that is what attracted the common man. Now it remains to be seen how effectively they can be implemented, which is highly doubtful, but I would say when you have a country or a state reeling from so many issues and you tempt them with these kind of freebie attractions, it's very easy to fall for those also. But having said that, you have to respect the people's mandate, and yes, there was a lot of anti-incumbency against the present government as well. So a lot of these have contributed to what happened.
All right, so you're saying that while the Congress has made many promises, there was also a perceptible anti-incumbency and anger among the people. The live images that we are getting right now is of Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. But do you sense, Mr. Moily, over the next few days, a bit of a catch-22 for yourself on the leadership question? You have got a full majority on your own, but two very strong leaders, one a man of resources and one a grassroots man, both want to be chief minister. Who do you think between Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. DK Shivkumar should be CM?
Look at the past track record, particularly last 5 years. Both the leaders worked together and with positive mind, and there was no cleavage and no split, and entire cadre, right from the block, from the booth level, ward level to the state level. All programs have been given, very successfully implemented. Many massive rallies have been conducted. All leaders at all levels, but including Siddaramaiah and also our DK Shivkumar. So I don't think that unity, because of that unity also we won this election, and the very constructive unity and not very negative. Nobody cut each other, and even that is going to continue here. And of course there is a method, democratic method as far as the Congress is concerned. Whenever leader has to be elected, consensus is taken by the AICC observers, and ultimately based upon that consensus, AICC president or our leaders take a decision.
Sure, I don't think but you're still trying to avoid directly answering the question.
Always we have a history that DK Shivkumar worked smoothly and cordially with Siddaramaiah as a chief minister. That is why.
But in your opinion, who do you think is better suited, sir?
Do not expect any differences.
In your opinion, sir?
No, it doesn't go by personal opinion, one or two leaders, and it goes by the consensus taken by the AICC observers among the MLAs.
Sumalatha ji, do you think this is going to be a bit of a pickle?
Definitely. As we have seen in the past few years, there was a lot of, open infighting, and there was these two factions. One was the Siddaramaiah ji's faction and the other was DK Shivkumar's. And even today, though I do give that they ran a very effective campaign, and they presented an image which was contrary to whatever was happening inside. My husband was in the party for 25 years in the Congress party, so I do know, the internal stuff, what goes on there, and how united they actually are versus how they are presenting it to the public. So it's only a matter of time, I guess, when these differences come to the fore, now that the elections are done and dusted with. So we'll have to wait and see how far this united projection is going to work out.
Do you think that the Congress now becomes...
Now comes
Do you think as a natural picture, Mr. Moily, Congress becomes the natural leader of the opposition bloc to take on the BJP in 2024? A lot of people believe that, you know, parties like the BRS, Mr. Nitish Kumar, Mamta ji, they were waiting for the outcome of the Karnataka results to see if the Congress can deliver the goods. Now, does the Congress become the natural leader of the opposition bloc?
It is for all the leaders of the opposition in the nation to ultimately to come to an understanding and consensus and unite together. First of all, there should be unity of purpose, unity of objective, and unity of vision. And that is what it is being worked out by Nitish and many of our leaders. And Congress is also contributing to that. And who will become leader? Ultimately, it is for the future to be told. We don't want to block such unity or the unity talks or dialogue before the early. But I think it will emerge, and we hope that 2024 will be a different scenario when Narendra Modi's leadership will not count, and I don't think the BJP will or NDA come back again. Then another question about my sister's projection that there will not be unity and all these things. I think she is away from the party. She is not involved in any of the transaction of our party. Of course, her husband was a veteran leader, but I think the politics of that time, maybe with that experience, she must be reflecting on that. But there is absolute unity in the party, unity among the leadership, unity among this cadre, and 5 years we are in a position to give a stable government to Karnataka.
Okay, we are joined by the best panel on Results Day. We also have Senior Congress Leader Mr. M.B. Patil joining us. Mr. Patil, you of course spoke about the election promises that the Congress has made. You spoke about the ban on the Bajrang Dal. The 5 promises have been made. Can we expect very soon, maybe on Monday, the first cabinet meeting where all of these are going to be approved? 5 promises plus ban on Bajrang Dal?
See, whatever poll promises we have done in the past also, in 2013, whatever promises we had made around 165 promises, and we have fulfilled 158. Whatever we have told, we have delivered. Apart from that, we have had another 30 programs which were not in the manifesto. So near about 188 programs. These guarantees also and the manifesto, we will abide by that, and we will see that they are fulfilled.
I want to ask you more specifically about 2% of the Lingayat vote moving away from the BJP towards the Congress. This is what our analysis is showing us. For years altogether, this was thought an almost unassailable fortress of the BJP, this vote, the Lingayat vote, thanks to Mr. Yedurappa. What do you make of this?
See, I'll tell you, there was a systematic anti-propaganda when Virendra Patil was replaced. Virendra Patil ji was born in 1999 when we had, under his PCC president, we won a historical 176 seats. Then after he fell ill, seriously ill, he had a paralytic stroke, then he had to be replaced. When we replaced him, there was an anti-propaganda that the Lingayat chief minister has been removed, Virendra Patil. So now people have understood, particularly the people of Karnataka, you're talking about 2%. I'm talking about a major shift, I'm telling you. Mumbai, Karnataka, otherwise you would have not got results. And if you see the Lingayat MLAs, we are on 34 MLAs have won from the party now, out of 46. And Mumbai, Karnataka, Hyderabad, Karnataka, Central Karnataka, you take Davangere and all this. The Lingayat, this one has been maintaining always, major shift from the BJP. This time Lingayats have voted to us, and it's a homecoming for the Lingayats to Congress party. The same situation where Virendra Patil was there earlier.
Sumalatha ji, should this be a cause of worry for the BJP especially, that a bit of the Vocaligas have come their way, a bit of the Lingayats have also moved away, Dalits anyway with them, why just Dalits, the entire Ahinda coalition that they have got. So what really remains loyal to the BJP?
You're talking about a bit of Lingayats. I know I don't agree with you. A bigger portion of Lingayats have voted for Congress. It is not a bit.
Sir, actually, according to the seats we analyzed, the vote percentage, 2% has moved to the Congress from the BJP.
Yeah, the major portion of section of Lingayats have voted for Congress. And similarly, nobody can win election one community. Naturally, the backwards, the OBCs, then the minorities, the scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes, they all have contributed to the great win of the Congress.
Now, as somebody who's championed the cause of the Lingayats yourself, the number one challenge right now before the Congress is this. BJP has given you thrown down the gauntlet and said, you promise to bring back the 4% Muslim quota. Will you take it away from the Lingayats and the Vocaligas? 2% from Lingayats, 2% from Vocaligas. Are you going to do that?
See,
bring back the 4% Muslim quota.
You know, as you know, already it's been stayed by the court, and due course it may be set aside. The thing is, we Congress people, we are always maintained that the 50% reservation has to be enhanced to 65 or 75. Then you bring in all these things and do it. It will be tenable. So you, just for political, this one, see what happened in Maharashtra, the Maratha quota. As it crossed 50% ceiling, the Supreme Court did not entertain them. Similarly, here it's now become even the Dalits, you know, the SCs, reservation for SCs. What the SCs for reservation for SCs has to be done under the parliament, not by the state government or the backward class commission. It has to be under 9th schedule of the Constitution.
Sure, it has been stayed right now, but in the next hearing, is the Congress or the Karnataka government led by the Congress going to say that we do not want that 4% Muslim quota to be scrapped? That's our official stand.
Why 4% will give Lingayats and Vocaligas another 2% also? But let us first lift that ceiling. That 50 will pressurize the government of India if they are serious of the SCs, the ST reservation they have made. And this, let them lift the ceiling. Let them bring a amendment in the constitution and get us 65%.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. M.B. Patil.
Not only in Karnataka, it will be not only in Karnataka, the problem will be solved in Maharashtra also, the Maratha reservation.
All right, 75% reservation, 5 promises that you have made, and of course, the promise to ban the Bajrang Dal. We'll see how soon that materializes. Mr. M.B. Patil, thank you very much for joining us. I want to come back to you, Sumalatha ji, because specifically talking now about your area, the fact that first Nikhil Kumaraswamy lost to you in Mandya, now he's lost his assembly election as well. The JDS's vote share going down, seat share going down, Old Mysuru region, they are suffering. Has Karnataka started a decisive move towards a bipolar contest in the future?
In my Lok Sabha constituency, Mandya, seven seats held by the JDS have been lost today, 7 of them. So, and you're talking about Ramnagar, which is where Nikhil Kumaraswamy lost from. I'm hearing an echo.
We'll just have it fixed, ma'am. Just give us 10 seconds. And, please continue. Yeah. So clearly the people have, voted against the incumbent ruling MLAs in my constituency especially, and they voted against corruption. They voted against what we see as very, very strong family and dynastic politics. I'm talking about my own constituency of Mandya. This is what happened today. But who have they voted for again is Congress majorly, because the whole state has seen it's literally a tsunami of for the Congress party this time. And typically Karnataka, if you've seen in the past so many decades also, they've always voted like, alternate governments they've brought into power. Karnataka has always had that typical way of voting. So it's not such a major surprise that after the BJP, Congress would come, and probably after this government again, BJP would come back to power, because that's how it's always gone in Karnataka. So all these combined factors have worked in favor of Congress this time. But doesn't mean the voter who's voted for BJP traditionally has gone away anywhere.
I don't think the Lok Sabha elections are going to be, reflect this in any such way. I don't see that, because on the national level we have such a strong leader like PM Modi, and I don't see anybody coming close to him as such at present. So I don't think this is going to, just because Congress has won the state of Karnataka doesn't mean they're going to sweep this way across the country. That's how I see it.
Okay, that pretty much sets us up for the debate next. Thank you very much. Having such seasoned senior leaders really give their take and their perspective on the results today. Mr. Veerappa Moily, Ms. Sumalatha Ambareesh, thank you very much for joining us. Let me take this across to our panel as well. I think if there is one consensus, Mr. Guru Prakash, it is this. This is an anti-BJP vote. What did you do wrong?
Padmaja, at the outset, let me congratulate the leadership of the Congress Party and the workers of the Congress Party for this victory. And I think it has definitely given us the time to introspect and do some reflection within the top leadership and the leadership in the Karnataka as well. As you are very well aware that we are the party of the former Prime Minister Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, and he used to say, "Na haar mein, na jeet mein, kinchit nahi bhaybeet mein, संघर्ष पथ पे जो भी मिला ये भी सही वो भी सही, हम विजयी हुए हैं, हम में विनम्रता होनी चाहिए, पराजय में आत्ममंथन होना चाहिए." So the next stage is about Atmantan. The next stage is going to be introspection on what extra needed to be done, what were the actual issues, and I'm sure in the coming weeks we'll do some really deep introspection and think about what happened and what went wrong. But at the same time, we would also like to recount some of the data that has come out, Padmaja, that more or less, if you look at the silver line of the cloud from the BJP's point of view, more or less the BJP's vote share has remained near 36%, and I think for that our Karyakartas and workers across Karnataka are solely to be credited for. And the Congress's vote share, which has seen an increment of about 4%, maybe at the cost of JDS's vote share, according to some of the analysts, that is really telling for us. And like I said, that has given us a lot of space for discussion, for definitely what were the issues, what were the changes that may come in the future with respect to this election.
Dr. Suman Siraman has a question for you.
Like I said,
Mr. Guru Prakash, I'm sure you are aware that between 2013 and 2018 assembly elections, the Congress increased its vote share by 2%, or a little more than 2% actually. They got 35 odd percent in 2013 and 38% in 2018. Only thing is they ended up losing in 2018 with a higher vote share. So is it, are you seeing this more like a kind of a consolation prize, because you've got to say that, we've retained vote share and therefore this is not as big a defeat as it perhaps could have been? Because the vote shares don't necessarily indicate anything significant 5 years down the line.
Thank you so much, Suman Siramanji. I appreciate your intervention. That is in a form of a question. And let me, I'm sure you are aware, you are a political observer yourself. Bharatiya Janata Party started its journey by mere 2 seats, and today we are the world's largest political party. And I'm sure there are reasons behind it. As far as the verdict of 2013 is concerned, I'm aware of the data that you are quoting, but soon after that we had 2014 as well. And the parliamentary election results had something else to suggest. Similarly, in 2018, the Karnataka verdict and the parliamentary election verdict had a different angle to it. So to suggest that this assembly election, and we have been debating since the morning, and people have been saying, political commentators have been saying that definitely this will have an impact, this will have some sort of an impact to 2024 general election as well. So the historical precedences, we don't have examples from the past to suggest that. As far as we are concerned, like I said, we are going to do some introspection about that, and we accept it. We accept. I also want to congratulate the people of Karnataka. We accept the result with grace and humility, and that is what keeps us apart from the other political parties, Mr. Raman.
So here is a template, hyper-local, well-crafted, professional campaign, Trajano Di Mello, that the Congress adopted in Karnataka. Does this give you a model for the rest of the country?
See, let me begin with first recollecting and informing the public that just 3 days prior to the election, our chairperson, Mamta Didi, made a passionate appeal to the people of Karnataka not to vote for the BJP, making our intentions very clear that we are going to fight the BJP tooth and nail. Now, the results of the Karnataka has clearly shown that the people, not only of Karnataka, because Karnataka is a part of India, have rejected the Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah's communal politics, hate politics, and divisive politics.
But didn't you call the Congress a team of the B team of the BJP just 2 months ago?
1 minute. Every day,
I mean, while it is great that they have won Karnataka, and you are hailing it, and you're saying it's because Didi gave a call to not vote for the BJP, you were calling the Congress B team of the BJP 2 months ago.
1 minute. I have said that she made an appeal to the Karnataka people, though we are not in the contest, making it very clear that BJP has to be thrown out. Every drop collected together makes an ocean. Every appeal, like Mamta Didi, is the only leader who made a categorical announcement and appeal not to vote for the BJP.
Okay, very quickly, Jay wants to come in.
Yeah. I have a very pointed question. Can you tell our viewers, in the last Lok Sabha election, how many seats did Mamta Didi leave for the Congress in Bengal? Was there a seat adjustment or an alliance possible?
No. You tell me one thing. How has been the Congress playing in Bengal? They were exposed totally that they held hands with the Communist Party to try to defeat Mamta in the assembly election. And that reflected, 1 minute, sir. And that reflected in Kerala for the first time. The Communist Party came back to power only because the Congress was playing mischief with Communist Party, and the Congress voter there and the worker were totally demoralized.
So that brings me to the next question, which is there therefore, while people are singing hosannas today to the new model that has emerged for an opposition party to win, is it therefore possible that, if we are not wrong, we may surmise there is still a trust deficit between the regional chieftains and the Congress party that needs to be overcome? Otherwise, how would you put up a united face for 2024?
And this could give the impetus. This could give the impetus, Dr. Suman Raman, to do exactly that. To reach an understanding and say, listen, let's just fight in our own states and then decide later who the PM is going to be.
I've been saying this for quite some time now. There are only 4 or 5 states where both the Congress and the regional players have a presence. In all the other states,
they keep fighting each other in those states.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Those number of seats. Look, if the BJP is going to win 170 out of 186
between
seats,
West Bengal, Telangana, Andhra
Pradesh,
Pradesh, if the Congress and regional parties end up fighting each other, Uttar Pradesh, where the Samajwadi Party Congress are not contesting together now, that adds up to 150 seats.
Padmaja, the Congress is not a major player in Uttar Pradesh. It is not a major player in West Bengal. There are 3-4 states, Telangana for instance, where the Congress still has a significant presence and there is a regional party. There are 4 or 5 states like that. If the Congress in its head-on battle with the BJP last time 186 and they ended up losing 170 out of those 186 seats, if that gets repeated, what happens outside is not so relevant. So the point is the Congress has to perform better where it takes on the BJP. Point number 1.
And sit back where it is not the biggest challenger to the BJP.
Sorry, where it is not the biggest challenger to the BJP, it is not even in a position, except these 4 or 5 states, to even play spoil sport. You tell me which is the third, which are the states? Give me a list of states.
Okay.
Where
Telangana is one, West Bengal is the other.
West Bengal, Congress has a large presence in West Bengal. It's a major player.
It does not have a large presence, but it can end up impacting elections. Congress doesn't impact elections at all.
Congress
if it feels candidates in West Bengal and Lok
Sabha. It does impact as a spoiler.
As a spoiler, in a small number of seats, not to swing a Lok Sabha election, Padmaja.
No. I think the point is different. The Congress does poll those many number of votes to play a spoiler. Let us just take the case of Delhi. The BJP comes through in 2014 with 46% of the votes. It's not more than 50%. In 2019, they crossed 50% of the Lok Sabha. Which means even in a place like Delhi, or you take Haryana next door, right? If there is a serious challenge to be mounted to the Bharatiya Janata Party, it will only come through the Congress and the regional players willingly coming in for an alliance. Or it's not going to happen. Even in Assam in 2019, all said and done, they had to go in for a local adjustment with the AIUDF. Right? So, I don't believe that today's victory, yes, while it has taken them one step closer to hope, to get closer to saying, oh, we can defeat the BJP, yet they need to sort out their own mistrust. They need to be pragmatic. Let's take the case of Uttar Pradesh. I mean, the Congress in seat after seat. I mean, let's take
Dr.
a few...
Padmaja,
I'll take examples.
He's sighing in exasperation.
No, I'm only saying, add up all the states Jay is talking about, you will not even get 70, 80 seats.
Hang on.
Not even Uttar Pradesh, for God's sake.
This is exactly the point I'm trying to make, and I will name seats and call them out. Uttar Pradesh, Maneka Gandhi's victory margin in Sultanpur is barely between 15 and 20,000 votes at the Lok Sabha level in 2019. SP and BSP conveniently kept out the Congress. Mr. Imran Pratapgarhi polled votes, they kept out the Congress. I mean, this mistrust of wanting to not accommodate the Congress or to come on the same platform has costed the opposition.
Okay. All right. I think Guru Prakash wanted to come in, then I'll bring in the Samajwadi Party. Yes, Mr. Guru Prakash.
No, I was patiently listening to the spokesperson from the Trinamool Congress, and it is really beyond our comprehension when he's speaking about hate politics. Only recently we saw during the Ram Navami procession what was happening on the streets of West Bengal. Only yesterday, Padmaja, we were debating the observations of the Chief Justice in the Supreme Court that how the West Bengal government is incapable and incompetent for the screening of the Kerala story. So this is the state of affairs in West Bengal. And they are commenting on hate politics. You have got no locus standi to speak on hate politics. We still remember, sir, on the May 2nd, when West Bengal elections result came out. When the West Bengal elections, I did not speak. Please have some faith in democracy. Please have some faith in democracy. I am not here to argue with you, sir. I am not here to argue with you. You spoke on your occasion. Let me speak. We still remember on May 2nd, after the result of West Bengal came, like just today Karnataka's result came, what happened in the name of Khela Obe? The tandav of violence that was unleashed, and you are speaking about hate politics. You have got zero authority to speak on hate politics. Those sort of violence, the sort of the murder of constitutional ethos which is being committed in West Bengal, you have got no authority to speak on that. Please, and West Bengal government speaking on constitution is the biggest mockery of all the time. So please hold your views to yourself.
We're going to take a very quick break at this point. On the other side, we'll talk about another state. We addressed the issue of West Bengal. We're talking about states in the south like Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. Next, we'll shift focus to Uttar Pradesh, where today the only glimmer of hope came from the state for the BJP, where it swept the local body elections. We'll talk about that after a minute.